Why do we pray the hardest when life is falling apart?
but take control back when things start going well.
You're going to want to stay to the end. We have a very powerful question. But before we get to that, we have two topics we want to talk about. Number one, what does prayer look like in tough times? And number two, what changes when things get good? What does prayer look like in tough times?
Foxhole prayers. That's what they are. I don't have a very strong prayer life. I never did.
Mm-hmm.
And so I only pray in tough times.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm getting better now, but prior, no, I only pray when times get tough and I need God's help.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a prayer life, but I really don't know. It's not as good as I want it to be. But I know in tough times, and I pray for God, get me out of this situation and get me out of this situation. You know what else I deal with too? Doubt.
How?
How? Because when I'm praying in those situations, get me out of this situation, then I'm like, oh, it's not going to help me. I deal with that in tough times.
So in tough times, I'm more like, God, if you help me right now, I'll never do this again. Or I'll get my life together, or I'll change whatever I need to change. And then I get through that and I don't do anything because I just needed the prayer answered.
Wow. I used to say that.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, God, I'm lying.
Yeah.
So give me the strength or whatever I'm going through, just get me out of it. But you know what? I think, and then I look back at those tough situations and I got to be grateful for that. Right? Because maybe it was teaching my prayer life. Maybe it was teaching me a lesson at that time.
Well, so for me, I always feel like those tough times got me to right here, right now.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm not going to sit and be like, I wish this didn't happen. I wish that didn't happen, because there's plenty of times that I wish things didn't happen.
Sure.
But if none of those things happen, I wouldn't be right here, right now.
Yeah. So we got you out of those tough times.
He got me out of those tough times. And there's been a lot,
I think it's easy to pray in tough times.
Well, of course it is, because you're looking for something.
Yeah.
Right? You're looking for an answer. So the next thing is, right, what changes when things start going well? Well, I don't need something answered.
Yeah.
Right? So it's easy to drift away because I'm not looking for something.
No.
Selfish.
No. So let's play it all the way out. So in the tough times, let's play the whole scenario. So the tough times, God, please get me out of this situation, get me out of this situation, and then get you out of that situation, right? And it's like, thank God.
Rhonda takes the wheel back.
I'll see you later. Yeah.
I'll see you in the next.
How many hours do we do that?
All the time.
Yeah.
Every time. Especially in my 20s and 30s when I was a wild child, and I was in active addiction and my life was not going very well. I had myself in a lot of situations that were not good situations. So it would be those prayers where it's like, please get me out of this.
Yeah.
And I'll never do that again. And I get out of that and I feel good and I'm going to go right back to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Multiple times but I'm getting, I tell you, it's not, I don't think I'm about this. I want to say this. I'm getting better, but that's wrong. But it's wrong. It's God is working through me more.
So question.
Yeah.
Have you looked back and you're like, wow, God, I look back at my life and I'm like, wow, God got me sober.
Yeah.
God got me through some overdoses. God got me through, I hate to admit it, but in all actuality, a suicide.
Yeah.
God got me through drunk driving and I didn't hurt anybody. Nobody got hurt. I didn't get hurt. So he was with me all this time and I never saw it. I never saw it.
We never do in the moment. But if you look back in 2020, right? And he's there. He's perfect. There.
Mm-hmm.
The whole time. Thank God for his loving grace. I don't deserve it. I don't deserve to be right.
No.
So, and I deal with a lot of people, their strength, and I still guilt and shame, and I don't feel worthy. Sometimes.
Yeah. I think that's normal though. And I think everybody watching this would probably relate to that. I mean, we do, we carry guilt. I mean, no matter, and it's not even a sober thing. It's just an everyday life thing, right? I mean, I always say like God gives us the opportunity to go left or right, and he wants us to go left. And like so many times, like we take our will and we're like, no, I got this one. I'm going to go right. You know what I mean? And, you know, we could sit back and be like, I wish I made that left, but we didn't. So we got to kind of deal with it. Right.
Yeah. And then when things are starting to go really well, I'm doing good at work or stuff like that, and you're on that cloud nine and you deal with the feelings and stuff like that. That's when you, for me, a lot of times like, all right, God, I got it. You know what I mean? And you pray less. You pray less, or for me, I pray less, and I take more and more of my will back. But I'm getting better at that. So there's stages of that too. I think from when I was younger or younger in my walk with Christ, um, I would take my will back a lot more, I would say. But now it's like, okay, balance down, get off that cloud nine, stop worrying about your feelings, start praying, say, okay, thank you for this moment. What can I do? All right, so God's blessing me in the moment. So what can I do to honor God in this moment, right? If it's, he gave me, I'm in sales, so if I got a lot of good sales, what am I going to do with that money?
Right.
Right? Am I going to take that money and put it on pleasure? Or am I going to pay some bills, pay some responsibilities and get back to the church? Right? What am I going to do with it?
Yeah.
Right? And for so many years being in recovery too, I got that. So, let's talk about that, right? So,
Okay.
so let's talk about that. How many times, a lot, boom, I just hit a light bulb. How many times in my addiction and stuff that I was just down and out and I just didn't care if I died or whatever, right? And I'm like, please, God, get me out of this. And he gets me out of it. And I start feeling good. And then I start making more sales and I start making that money. And then this is how it affects me, right? And then I've started to do really good. I'm like, oh God, then you got me out of this. You got me some more sales. I'm making some more money and I'm feeling great. And boom.
Party time.
Man, that's happened a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. We could sit there and be like, oh my God, I messed up my life financially. God, please help me. God, give me those sales or whatever we would all love that big check in the mail or hit the lottery, right? Yeah. But like, okay, so let's take that for example. If I hit the lottery tomorrow, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, who knows where I would be, right?
I'd be dead.
God was so smart in not letting that happen to me because like I'd be on a boat.
Yeah.
Unconscious somewhere and probably in very bad situation, right? Like, because that's what we do. We do stupid stuff like that.
I'd be dead. I'd be dead.
Thankfully, in time, right? Our lives get better and we see the light, sort of say, right? And I know for myself, like God has become a huge role in my life today,
Yeah. So yeah. So, I just, we encourage for just to keep on praying. Right?
Yeah.
One last tough question. Tough one. Do we want God's help or do we want God's will?
Oh. So today I want God's will, right? I want him to help me in my walk.
Yeah.
On a daily. Sure, I pray it more often than you realize. However, right, God's help is always wonderful.
Yeah.
Because we are never going to be perfect and we're going to make mistakes, right? So I think it's kind of like a 50-50 for me.
Yeah.
And it's hard because God's control or God's will or God's assistance or whatever it might be is not always an easy walk. And I take my will back all the time.
Yeah. I think that's naturally though. I mean, sometimes, so for me, God's help, I want God's help all the time. Or do I?
No, do you?
I don't know. Right. So it's like, do I want God's help? Yeah. God help me. Or that could be the will too. Not that I got this. It's like, all right, God, your help's taking too long.
Oh yeah.
Your help's taking too long, but I know better.
Yeah, you're not getting the answers you want right away. So it's in his timing, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now God's will in my life, right? So a lot of people ask, well, what's God's will in your life, right? And the only answer I can get is what God reveals to me through reading the scriptures. The more and more I read the scriptures and study the scriptures, the more and more I know God's will for me. And that's a deep question.
Yeah, that is.
It's a deep question. So do I follow God's will? I don't know. No.
What about you guys? Do you want God's help
Yeah.
or do you want God's will?
Yeah. Comment below.
Yeah, let us know.
Let us know.
Yeah.
And if this video encouraged you, like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.
Yes, we will.